penalties. You love to see it. So I'll do that. Copy the link. I just want to see if it works real quick. It may not even work. But nope, here we are. Okay. Alright, cool. Tweeting out the link right now. But so we are Weston Collins is the guy's name. Backup goalie. Here's something we're gonna do. We have a new backup goalie. This medium elite goalie has finally developed. He is a year younger, or 2 years younger than Holmberg, and I feel like he could do well. It sucks that I can only get a 7th round pick for him, but apparently he has not done very well in the past, so we'll send him to the next season. You are all gonna notice that there are a ton of changes in the draft, or in the roster this year. There's a lot. So, what up? Jacob Narvi, a creative player, getting traded to Minnesota from Washington. And I think Finding Mino got traded as well, but I'm not entirely sure. But we will get to everything in just a minute, as soon as everything accepts. Got a lot of players accepting their qualifying offers right now. I had to qualify a lot of prospects this year. We had a great draft. I drafted a couple really solid players, and one of my players that I drafted 2 years ago, he was a 7th round pick, low elite forward. He is now a 75 overall player, so he's definitely on the AHL roster this year. Hopefully he can get better. But that's kind of where we're sitting right now. There's a lot of shaking up going on the team right now, so I'm a little shocked. But we'll get to it in just a sec. We're getting a lot of trade offers. So you'll notice Sebastian Aho is no longer on the team. That was not a decision that was easy. That was a decision that was very hard to make. I hate these lines. Let me fix this real quick before I do anything else. Okay. So Aho was getting worse pretty much by a second. He was an exact top 9 forward potential player at age 37. Was going to be 38 pretty soon. I made the decision to let him go because he wanted 2 years and I was really only willing to give him 1. So yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting right now. We still have a really good team. I kept a few players around, made a couple additions. One of my players, this guy, It's Me, created player, is on the team. Unfortunately in a 4th line role, but that's the best I could kind of hope for him. Defense, about the same. I did have to let go of one defenseman that didn't want to sign. But we're doing alright other than that. Laxinen, man, I was really hoping that this guy would be a better pick, huh? That doesn't change anything. Okay. Goaltending, obviously we have Collins, and this is automatically better for us because he's an 83 overall now. which is way better than the 81. So I like to see that. There's my 2 scratches. So I like that. AHL team should be about the same. Caden Watson. This is the guy. No, this isn't the guy I was talking about. Colin Delzato. He's actually up to a 77 now, which is kind of crazy. Made this change. Makes it a little worse. Okay. But either way, I like this. I like where we're going. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Defensively, looks to still be pretty much the same. I did add a couple players in free agency. No, not Buckley or McLeod. Jacob Teuton was a new addition to the team. Elliot Armstrong is not a new addition to the team. Okay, but yeah, so that's it. That's what we're looking at. Captains of the team. So Svetch is the captain, Optimistic Caniac, and Iserman are the alternates. And now we're gonna start up the season. I think we're gonna, you know, in the interest of speeding things up and trying to get out season 3 of Kane's Sort of Franchise Mode, we're gonna skip the December 1st pause, and we'll just go right to February 1st. I'm gonna edit my trade block. I did have to trade the backup goalie. If you missed it on stream, I had to trade him for like a 7th round pick, which isn't really that much. But you know what? It's not too bad. So now all I'm trying to do, waivers will be in effect, that's cool. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all that's going on right now. No worries, you have not missed anything. The season just got underway with that win against the Islanders. Looks like we've already won our 2nd game against Columbus. 15-1! Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot Money in the Bank was tonight. I don't think I'm gonna miss Money in the Bank. I don't know, I really only watch NXT because it's the only good product. So we've had 2 shutouts already this season, a 15-1 win. Oh really? Was it good? I had heard mixed reviews on my Twitter. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Otis is... I will say I watched Mania, and you know, like after Otis's match, I actually went back and like watched like some Heavy Machinery like stuff. He's probably one of the best personalities that WWE has, and I'd be down to give him a title shot. So I'm glad that he won. But this is me, like, you know, just started watching wrestling like maybe a year ago. But I think Otis is fun. Alright, so the Canes already this month have had 3 shutouts, a 15-1 win. We're just killing it. Ending the month against Boston with a loss, 8-4-0. Really seems like the team is either gonna outscore the crap out of a team, or they're gonna get the crap outscored at them. It really seems like there's no in between. So that's a little strange and a little kind of crazy almost, but either way, 5-2 win. I like to see that. I like to see that the Canes are winning games. 6-1. There we go. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Attitude Era, because I mean, like, I'm using somebody's WWE Network, but I just don't have a whole lot of the time. You know, there's like so much that I want to watch, but I don't know. I even like then I haven't even watched NXT in a while because I don't know, just none of the people seem. The women's division was in a really good place, and then, but then they kind of like removed everybody on like the lower tier and stopped like promoting them as much, and it was just like Rhea Ripley, who's incredibly entertaining and talented, and I love her angle, but like it's the women's division just isn't that great right now, and they really don't have any top people other than Rhea Ripley and now Charlotte, which I think is dumb, but I don't know. As long as they give my man Keith Lee the longest North American title reign ever, I'll be fine. Anything else is just icing on the cake. Yeah, once the opens back up, man, sending out your Nature's jersey will be the way to go. I'm predicting we'll have quite a few people wanting to send out their jerseys because they haven't been able to lately, you know? People had birthdays and stuff. Lee needs every single title that they can give him. Women's title? Sure. Universal Championship? Absolutely. But I'll stop pretending like I know about everything now. Oh yeah, so tomorrow morning we should have answers about the AHL season, which all signs are pointing towards it being cancelled, but obviously if things change, you know, we'll be able to keep you well posted, but it looks like the AHL season's done with, and I would imagine that we'd start hearing about the pending move of our affiliate to Chicago. So 26-10-3 is a perfect 27-10-3, excuse me. That's perfect being in the new year. 2036, man. We've played through, I think it's 17 seasons so far of this. See, players will be what, 34 this season? Yeah, 17 seasons. No, people I follow that really know like the AHL and kind of the inner workings of that and have good connections. They've been kind of pushing that news for a while now. So I've never met him either. Best way to probably do that is just hang out outside of the north end of the building after a game. But I'm not like 100% sure what that'll be like when the season opens. I'm not sure if they'll like let the players interact with the fans as much, which would really suck. For what it's worth, it's the same guy tweeting about this that knew about the Charlotte stuff. I would this is me just speculating, but I think, you know, it would be kind of terrible for the Canes to let everybody know that they're leaving Charlotte and then have the season continue with their affiliate still being in Charlotte, but, you know, that's just me. Aho did not retire. I had to let him go. He had too much. He wanted 2 years, and he was 84 overall with a medium top 9 potential. And I wasn't comfortable doing that. You know, I wasn't confident that he would hold his value over 2 years. And to be honest, I'm trying to make this team a Stanley Cup team. I want to get created players a Stanley Cup for the first time. Some of them for the first time, I'd imagine. Jamie Benn has been fired as the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Wow. There's a big 4-2 win against Vegas as well. I'm going to say no to all trades. I think the team's good. You know, 37-12-3 is a pretty solid record. It seems like the Metro has some powerhouses this year, though. Here's a game against the Sabres. Let's see if they can, you know, have gotten their act together. 32-16-5. Yeah, they're actually quite good this year. So I would be surprised if we did not see the Sabres in the playoffs this year. Seems like it's the Canes and the Flyers that are the powerhouses in the East. Bowen Byram traded to Vegas. Wow. Been a career Colorado Avalanche player until just now. That's not Jake Gardiner because it's a center, and Jake Gardiner retired a while ago, but, you know. 7-1 win against the Devils, that's what I like to see. New Jersey is one of the worst teams in the division, though. And then following it up with a nice 6-0 win against the Sens. I would have loved to keep Aho around, but the fact that it was that he wanted more than 1 year was kind of a buzzkill. At least in my opinion. Can't see if we beat Edmonton or not. Doesn't look like we did. Big Sam injured his leg and is out until the 23rd. Just till the end of the week, and that looks like it was in the Nashville game, so we lost that game. But man, I'd love to go to either Skate with the Canes or what's the other one? Canes Bash. I would love to go to Canes Bash. But I just don't have the money to do that right now. So alright. Versus the New York Rangers. Oh no, we have a trade offer, and I'm gonna say no to that. Daniil Chayka traded to Boston. Okay, pretty minor deal. Canes are on a 3-game losing streak. Pretty sure that's our longest losing streak of the year. Make it 4. It has, but I also think it's because, you know, the team's better now. They can afford to charge a little bit more because the players are more fun to be around because they don't all suck. It's not just a bunch of also Marshall Mathers getting traded. It's not just a bunch of, like, you know, AHL guys and then like a few NHL stars. It's like, for the most part, all like great NHL players. 2 years ago, yeah, it's not too bad actually. And leaving the trade deadline with a 4-1 win. Should go by a little quicker now. New Jersey has fired their head coach once again. One of my players, Jackala, is out with a MCL sprain just for a month. Yeah. And that's kind of what's going to happen, unfortunately, is hopefully what doesn't happen is I don't want the Canes to price out of their separated shoulder or starters out. Oh no. Oh gosh, that hurts our playoff, or not our playoff chances, but our cup chances. Yeah, I'm hoping they don't price out the casual fans. It seems like the Canes are doing a good job of keeping prices consistent. But yeah, I really hope that like they don't price out the casual fans, because in this market we're going to need to rely on that. Svatch out with a mild concussion. My goodness, we're just hit by the injury bug this month. Luckily, that's just for a little while. Svech is back with a 1-0 win against the Blues. Okay, a bit of a low-scoring game. Jakala is back as well, a little earlier than I'd like. Hopefully he'll be okay. Okay. Alright. Huge. West Tripp is out. He was a replacement player. And he's back already. Cool. So the Canes haven't yet to clinch first in the division. Right? Well, what are the implications for this game? Yeah, the Canes will clinch first in the division, and actually the President's Trophy with a win against, with at least a point against the Flyers. Canes After Dark was so fun. It's really only the beginning of the season though when that happens, which is kind of a shame. And the Canes lose, and that might mean that we're not the President's Trophy winners. We are not. The Flyers have won the President's Trophy. And actually, wow, Mike Yzerman with the team lead in points with 75. It seems like we had a lot more goals than that. But balanced scoring for sure. Svech hitting 67 points at age 36 is really good. I think he's pretty much cemented his status as a Hall of Fame player. I'd love to see him stick around for another year or two, though. How much is left on his contract? He has at least one more year with the team. I think he retires at 37. Optimistic Caniac now. Fringe Hall of Fame. Mike Yzerman, the defenseman. Oh gosh, that he might be a Hall of Fame defenseman for sure. Tommy Watson. I don't see him. He's a good NHL player, but I don't know if he's a great NHLer, but I don't know if he's Hall of Fame worthy. Big Sam. Actually, a really down year for Big Sam. He did miss some time though. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't miss any games. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Again, not too sure. Evan Stansel. 50 assists for him, that's quite good. Probably not a Hall of Fame player, but a very good NHL player. It's me with 40 points at age 34, that's a solid year. Pretty much on par for where he's been at, too. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Okay. So there's that, and then Michael Gaudreau. Solid season for him. How was Canes Twitter before you joined? Toxic? It's the best way to put it. It was bad, man. Goaltending. Collins was great. This Boehner guy was actually pretty good too. And Gilson was phenomenal until he got hurt, and I'm really not happy with the fact that he's hurt. Not really any rookie scoring changes. Trevor, 95 points. Buffalo had a phenomenal season. Tuukka Tiexula, former Hurricane, with 70 points. That seems like an outlier. That very much is an outlier. So, congrats, Tuukka. It started to get better around when the Nino trade happened, is really when things started to turn, and like really like the team doing well has kind of made Canes Twitter a better place, I think. That's just my opinion, though. Oh shoot, I hit the wrong button. Like it still can get annoying, and people can be really rude to one another. Wow, 109 points for you at age 34. 68 goals, that's probably good enough for the Richard. Yeah, so you hit 78 or 700 goals and 500 assists this season. And I'm pretty sure everybody's team was a playoff team. Yeah, Dallas, Buffalo, and Carolina made the playoffs. But so Canes versus Islanders, game 1 of the first round. Let's go. First period tie game. Evan Stancil and Cook scoring goals. Second period, Canes get a lead thanks to It's Me. And third period, Canes win. Optimistic Caniac scoring. Yeah, no, that's a pretty good season for you there, especially, you know, considering everybody turned 34 on January 1st. So that's a really good season. Next season we might see a couple players retire, like created players, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. I might not tweet out all the stats this time since it seems like people don't care as much about this. It really just seems to be 2 people that are watching this, and if you guys are watching, then, you know, you'll already see it. So if they don't watch it, it's their loss. Big Sam with a big goal. And, ooh, the Canes almost lost this game, but Tommy Watson and Evan Stancil scoring. And Evan actually scored from center ice to, luckily that wasn't the game-winning goal, because that would have kind of been hilarious. Alright, so Canes take a 2-0 series lead. Buffalo is down 2-0, but, just the potential and not the actual attributes. What do you... every player starts at 81 overall. To ensure that 90% of players will start in the NHL. Tie game, we're going to overtime. So yeah, every player starts at 81 overall. I try and give them all like relatively similar stats, just to keep it consistent. And then, I like the potential, like, so we have franchise players in this mode. They will move back down to whatever, and then I'll make like another 3 or 4 people randomly, obviously. I'll make another 3 or 4 people franchise potential players, and those people will be high franchise, and that's the highest potential we can get. After that, the next highest is high elite. Good save by Kane's stats, and he's gonna hold on to that puck. Number 26. Also, let me know if you cannot hear me. I tried turning down the audio a few streams ago, and if I still can't be heard over that, then just let me know. Alright, Lewis is gonna get the face-off on that tie-up, and he's gonna enter it into the zone. Oh, good move, but he turns it over to Big Sam. Big Sam's gonna come the other way, see what he can do with it. Makes a pass back to Solani. Tuomas, Solani shoots, save by Kane Stats twice there. And we got a face-off. So it is, you know, still the first lines for both teams out on the ice right now. I think the Canes could sweep the Islanders, but I'm not 100% sure. This may only be game 3, I can't remember. But Solani with the puck to Evan Stancil. Evan Stancil is going to carry it into the zone. And they're offsides. Alright, that's a bit of a buzzkill, but you know what, it's alright. And Solani with the puck, and doubles back for a minute, but gives it to Svechnikov. Andrei Svechnikov with it at the circles. Great pass to Yzerman. Ooh, turnover to Grossman. Tom Workrate with the puck to Jenner. During a stream at the very beginning when I'm creating people, I typically just create the people, and then I start with the first season. Because I've already created all the people, so I don't change anything typically. I may change a few things this time around to keep it fresh, like I may change a few positions and like player types, but it's not exactly the most exciting thing, and I don't really talk during it because I just get really focused, so I don't I love the hitting physics in this game. Like, Svechnikov just kind of crumpled like a rag doll there. Di Nicola. I am hoping that this series ends quickly, because I want Gilson to come back, and I am kind of worried. So he is my starter. I mean, it doesn't seem like my goalie has done all that badly. I forget the guy's name. Ponikarovsky with the puck. Ooh, good blocker saved by the goalie. Tom Workrate gives it to Di Nicola. Intern Matty with it now. Oh, great defense there. I couldn't see who that player was, but this is Optimistic Caniac passing it, and it's turned over. Di Nicola with the puck. Di Nicola. Oh, another great turnover. That was Jacala there. Powell, I think, maybe? I'm not sure. Foligno with the puck gets crunched. Wow, Powell with the puck once again. Blocked shot, Pandolfo to Di Nicola. Oh, what a move to get around. Oh, what a stop by Collins. Defense next time? Yeah, I could change your position to defense. Just remind me when we get closer, because we're still like 4 or 5 seasons away from ending this. We'll probably get to 2, maybe 3 tonight. Depends on how tired I get. Oh, that was a phenomenal save by Collins there. Happy with that. Foligno with the puck. Back to Laxton shooting. Saved by Kane's stats. The Canes are getting more shots on Kane's stats, but they're not getting any good scoring chances. The Islanders have obviously had the best scoring chance of the overtime period, but the Canes haven't had many good chances, period. Cook with the puck, and he's on a line with, I believe, Nolan Foot. Shot saved by Collins. Easy stop there. Yeah, you'll just go to the eye and give it to the people that like at the front desk, and you'll just say, hey, I'm looking to get this out to get stitched. They'll get your information on the card, and yeah, it's pretty easy. Eminger cleaned it up, and he's got it to Nolan Foot now. Foot with the puck. Oh, great breakup of the pass, and I believe that was Big Sam with the breakup there. 83 with the puck now for the Hurricanes. Skating it behind his own net, shooting, and another save by Kane's stats. Looking like a brick wall out here. But again, the Canes aren't getting great opportunities. There's Fetch. That was an okay chance. It wasn't that great. I'm not gonna lie. It was subpar, to say the least. But yeah, 9-2 in favor of the Canes in terms of shots in overtime, but the Islanders have still had the best chance. Yeah, you can do that. If you want like a custom one, you just get the blank jersey that you want and bring it up there and say you want to get it stitched. It's pretty easy. It's like with the Stadium Series jersey that you want to get, you would just get the Stadium Series jersey in your size, bring it up to the front and say, I want to get, I think you said Stormy out. You want to get Stormy put on the back of this, and they'll be able to take care of that for you. Evan Stansel with the puck. This line is a little tired, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a line change. Big Sam to Yzerman. Sam shoots all, and he missed the net. That was a great chance for the Canes. Big Sam with a hit from behind. Missed the net again. Shoots and a save by Kane stats. That's 2 golden opportunities that they just missed. Kane stats again. It's just... That one may have hit Kane stats. I am not entirely sure. But either way, it's a frustrating opportunity when you miss that. Kane's second line is out now. Optimistic Caniac with the puck back to Yzerman. Gets crunched, but gives it to Solani. Jacko shoots and a save by Kane stats. Best chance the Canes have had. That actually resulted in a shot on goal, I think. Berg with the shot. Save by Collins. Yzerman up to Nabokov. Nabokov with the puck. Skating it up around the circles. He's going to stop. Oh, an Optimistic Caniac was waiting back door, but a great cleanup of the play. Lewis shoots. Easy save by Collins. Solani gets it up to Nabokov. Nikolai Nabokov, same deal. Makes the move, but can't quite get past Matthew Robertson, I believe. Di Nicola with the puck. He's going to get around the defender. passes it up to Tom Workrate. Mr. Workrate. Intern Maddie to Oliver to Workrate. DiNicola to Oliver shooting. Good blocker save by Collins. Optimistic Caniac with the puck, and he is guarded by two men. Makes a nice move, but he can't quite get around them. I am not allowed to tell you why we did not have more pre-stitched jerseys, but I can tell you that it is not our fault. Yeah, I could get in trouble for telling people why, but yeah. Oh, nice one. I believe that was intended. There's a reason why we did not have any more pre-stitched jerseys than we did. We would have, but yeah. It's yeah. It was. It was pretty serious, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so the Canes' defense seems to have struggled in this game. We do kind of claw our way back, but it was a tough hill for us to climb. Dallas is moving on after sweeping the Jets, and Buffalo climbed back to tie the series just as the Islanders have. Canes need some big plays from their team now. Foligno and Svechnikov with the goals. Jakula scoring. We're going to overtime once again. It has been resolved, and everything is cool now. And I know for a while we had to choose which jerseys we could send out, or like which names we could get back, and Svechnikov outsells any other, like, he outsells most of the other players on the team combined. So when in doubt, the team goes Svechnikov to have in stock, because he and Aho are the two players. What a play by Svechnikov. Speak of the devil. Turns over Evan Stancil, block shot, and Canes are going on a power play. But yeah, Svech and Aho are the two jerseys that we almost always get every shipment, because they sell so quickly, which is why. So Evan Stancil drawing that penalty on Aiden Jenner here. Canes win it back to Yzerman. Yzerman shooting, scores! What a snap! Mike Yzerman! My goodness, right off the faceoff, the Canes, they they don't even give the Islanders a chance. Here's the faceoff win by, who is this? Santovori. And he's gonna win it right to Yzerman. Yzerman's gonna shoot. We'll get the angle better. Look at the traffic in front. My gosh. Kane Stats never saw the shot until, I mean, he had a lane to see it. That was just a perfectly placed shot there. It does not have to do with them getting royalties. It's not a Canes players thing. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of also why I got a Slavin, is because nobody has that jersey. Yeah, no, it's not an issue with the Canes players getting royalties. Like, that doesn't affect anything that I know of, and I also don't know if that really happens. Because, I mean, we're not allowed to send out jerseys to get stitched with other players on it. Like, we can't do an Eric Stahl jersey because he doesn't play for us. We can't. When Whalers Night came around, we had a lot of people wanting like Deneen, Francis, and Orr. Can't do any of those. Or not Orr. How? I don't know why I said Orr. Evan Stancil scoring. Canes could take the series. Svechnikov getting another goal. And yeah, we can't do any former players unless they give you written permission and they're not in the league anymore. But as soon as a player retires, it's really hard to get their jerseys stitched. Looks like the Canes are going to walk away with the win here, and we do end up winning 4-1. And Canes win the series. Let's see, how did Buffalo do? Tie game. They're going to Game 7. Playoffs are over. I don't know if Buffalo won. They might have. They did not. So Buffalo has been eliminated. Optimistic Caniac scoring for the Hurricanes. I like to see that in the first period. It's the battle of the two like heavyweights in the East. Nabokov, it's me scoring for the Hurricanes. And they had another one with Evan Stancil scoring. If you get it through like China, yeah, but your jersey's gonna look like dog shit. Same with if you get it through NHL.com. Like if you order stitching through NHL.com, it's gonna look crappy. Big Sam scoring, but that's why I tell people, like, if you want to save money on the jersey, get it through NHL.com. It's the same price. Get it stitched through us, because it's not gonna be like a screen print. Third period, Big Sam with 2 goals. Canes win 3-1. Yeah, and they're never through us. Like, if they're really bad, it's never through the Canes. It's never through the eye. The really misleading thing about it is that, like, the Canes, like, we're not allowed to promote. Like, the league wants the Canes to promote, like, the league's website, of course. So we have to, our own website, you know, is separate, and we can't have a link to it on the Canes website, so people get confused. So we kind of have to tell people to do that. Yeah, it'll happen. That point, you know, I just kind of have to, like, you know, I can't judge people. If people are just trying to save money, I get it. But, you know, if people don't care, some people really care about, like, they want their jersey to look, like, authentic. Some people, you know, they just want a jersey, and I don't mind. As long as people are coming into the building, I don't care what you wear, as long as it's not a Sabres jersey. Will Looper has been killing the Canes all series, man. Canes are coming back. Pow! Optimistic Caniac and Svechnikov scoring in the second. Third period, Canes win. Nabokov scores with 1:12 left. Yeah, like, some people, you know, they're a little purist about, like, how they want their jersey stitched, and other people, you know, some people don't even bother getting it stitched. I don't care too much, man. Either way. So Toronto seems like the team to beat these playoffs. They've swept the Bruins. This is Game 5, and the Canes are 1 win away from the Eastern Conference Final again. First period, no score. Second period, still no score. My goodness. Third period, still no score. So the first goal in this game will win the series, or could potentially win the series, or force a Game 6. Alright, nothing else is going on Twitter as expected. Tomorrow should be a bit busier with the AHL news. But yeah, I have 4 jerseys, and 3 of them are stitched. Only one of them through PNC, though. I don't know where the Skinner one got stitched. It's not technically a PNC jersey. I don't think. Not like 100% sure. We tried figuring it out. Oh, that was a big hit. I didn't see that. Oh god, Svech is hurt. Trainer's looking at him. Hopefully he's okay. He was clutching his leg. The fact that he's still on the bench and not seen like going to the room is encouraging. Evan Stancil, or no, that was Big Sam winning the faceoff. Yzerman's shot gets blocked, and Silvergard with the puck now. Yzerman got back in the zone, blocks the shot, and a huge hit on Silvergard. Yzerman makes the play again, up to Svechnikov. It's a 1-on-3 and a turnover to Cam Hillis. Will Looper with the puck now to Hillis. Hillis with the puck on his stick to Will Looper. Shoots, score. We stitch youth jerseys, yeah. We can't do like the Youth Plus line, which I mean, we've already said we don't like, but yeah, we stitch youth jerseys. Alright, so Jilson is back. Our starter is back, which is huge. Collins has been fine in these playoffs, but having our starter might help. 3-2, 4-2. Yes, we can. Sorry, I had to look at your question again. Let's see. Alright, question. Jilson, his first game back, lost 4-2. Let's take a look at how Collins has done these playoffs to see if it'll make a difference. Goalies. Collins hasn't been great. It might make more sense to leave. Jilson wasn't great either in his debut. It's true, it is. So do I leave Collins in, or do I let Jilson play? It's game 7. Do I let Jilson try and redeem himself, or do I give it to Collins again and try and go for like a Cam Ward type deal? I will wait and see what you all think. Because Collins was doing okay. Jilson was rough in his first game back in a while. But I want to give my team the best like means of success, and I think that 2 overall point difference will be crucial in the series. Like getting that. You know what? I'm gonna go with my instincts and leave Jilson in. First period, 1-0. Rizzy scores. Second period, no score. Season's on the line. Conference second round, actually. Canes and Flyers. Canes need a goal to keep the season alive. They need 2 to win the series. Power play. Of course the Canes can't score. We're going to get shut out 1-0. Jilson's going to do great. 5-on-3, 5-on-4. Canes can't score. You're kidding. Garnett scores. That's the season. I don't want to keep cycling through coaches, but man, like, this coach just isn't a good fit for my team, I think. I don't know. Either way, still only have 1 gem in this draft. That's a concern. And then again, the season's over a lot earlier than I would have liked, and Chicago wins the cup. And with our core aging as poorly as it is, I'm worried that the team will struggle next year. Because we'll have players hit 35 and get worse. So I may just try and build like a super team just to see what happens. Still only the 1 gem, okay. Alright, well, few retired players. Let's see who retired. Connor McDavid had 2,000 NHL points. That's absurd. That is absurd. Nathan McKinnon came close to that, actually, which is also absurd. McDavid finished his career with the Oil. He was a career Oiler in his last season, 95 points. My man could have played the next year, possibly. McKinnon finished his career as a Flyer with 78 points in 79 games. That's crazy. Aho and Svech did not retire, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy Svech is still here. Natchez retiring with 757 points. After we traded him away, or maybe we just let him go in free agency. I can't always remember. He spent 1 year with the Buffalo Sabres and left in free agency, I think, and just played the rest of his career with the Islanders. Jake Bean, 99 goals, one shy away from 100 in his NHL career. Carl Grundstrom, also briefly a Hurricane. Sam Girard, briefly a Hurricane as well. Ty Smith, briefly a Cane. Stelio Mattheos, briefly a Cane. Okay. Blackwood, Samsonov, retiring, but no former Canes goalies. I will need to sign one new coach and a new QMJHL scout. Okay. Pick 25 is where we're picking. Doesn't look like there are any great players available. Yeah. Okay. Gonna draft this Ouellette player. I haven't drafted a forward in a while. Medium top 6 forward, 64 overall. It's a very off-the-board pick, but I think it works in favor of my team. I like that. I've had 2 good first-round picks in a row. Never happens. I haven't picked a good goalie in a while, so I'm gonna pick this goalie, Cade Connolly, medium elite. Hell yeah. Okay. It just makes me. That goalie is never going to. He's not going to be ready by the time, you know, I can actually use him. But it makes me feel better about myself. Medium elite defenseman in the 3rd round. Huge. What a pick. No. This is a hell of a draft so far. Our scouts really like this guy. I've already picked a defense, or a goalie, though. Screw it. We'll pick another one. Medium elite and goalie. Alright. I'm really liking this draft, huh? Alright, I don't see anything I love here, so let's try. I can wait to get this guy. Let's just see if there's anything better and closer. There really isn't, huh? Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to. Man, this is about to be a fantastic draft for the Canes. Why did I hit that? Okay, that was weird. Alright, well, low elite player. Let's definitely get the low top 6 player first. If almost every pick in this draft is a great pick for us, I'm happy for that. Renberg, let's see. Medium 7th D. Okay, that's the one bad pick we've had. Okay, well, I should have went for the other guy, but it's fine. He'll probably be available in the next draft. Or in free agency. But, love that. That was a phenomenal draft. Oh, my head coach is expiring. He's a good enough fit for my team, I guess. He wants to be a head coach. I'll see if he keeps the goalie coach position. What do you guys think? Should I keep this coach around? Couple not great performances in a row. His record is fine. But I want to win now. You know what? I'm going to keep him around for now. Because I don't really want to screw around with anything. Who's available? I won't know until free agency. I guess I could just take a look. It's hard to get a coach that cheap who's that good. So I'm probably gonna keep him around. Anything would be better than JVR. JVR was so bad for this team. Alright, free agency. I'm gonna try and breeze through this as quickly as I possibly can. Nikolai Nabokov once again does not want a contract. I am shocked. Neither does Evan Stansel. How was Nabokov's last season? 49 points. He's been a consistent player for my team. But at the money he wants, no. Evan Stansel just wants another year, which is a little worrisome. He might retire. Sure. Centers. Dang, man. I'll just let go of both of these players. They're not worth keeping around. Left wingers. Definitely getting this guy. He was a first round pick. No, neither of those players. He's 22, but he's 70 overall. Probably not going to be that great. I'll qualify him and let go of this guy. Right wingers. Qualify Solus. Trip, release Campbell. Defense. Solani, you've been a great Hurricane for a long time, but I can't see myself keeping you. Same with Clarkson. I want to sign this prospect. And I'm gonna let go of you. And qualify you two. Goaltending now. Gilson, over the course of your career, you have been a fine, okay goaltender for the Hurricanes. 86 overall. Collins, 83 overall at age 25. He does not want a contract. We're gonna make him want a contract. We're just gonna give him boatloads of money, because I think he can improve. And I'm gonna roll with Boehner as well as my goalie next year. Kinda do a rebuild, kinda sorta at the end, but still keep my team competitive. We'll go to unsigned. I'm liking this. It's not quite good enough for me to want to sign him, but that's really good for a first round pick. Everybody else, that was not the greatest draft. I'll probably sign this guy too. Now, goaltending, same deal. Okay. Alright, we'll see what happens. Let's see which players do and don't sign. Goalie coach didn't want to sign, that's fine. Zanetti isn't thrilled with the head coach role that he had before, whatever, bro. It seems like every player has accepted. So before I forget, let's go to my coaching staff and fix the coaching staff. Let's grab a good assistant coach. Okay, let's grab an assistant coach. Not a good one, apparently. I'll grab this guy, best teaching available. Gustavo Stoner. What is a generalist? Okay. And then goaltenders. Let's see what we got. We got 3. Both with A minuses. I think this guy's the best. Israel Froats. Yes, 2 is available for head coaching. I don't have the coaching budget to sign any of these guys. But just to let you see, 65% team fit. Eisenman's a really good fit for him. Svechnikov, Tommy Watson, Michael Goodrow. Okay. Severson, 60% team fit. I would consider this Anderson guy, but it's not really worth it. Scouting, I need to hire a QMJHL scout. And unfortunately, I'm going to be downgrading my QMJHL staff, which is not good. Well, let's check and see what I need. I need quite a few things. Okay, I'm good at center. I could use a... Easy. Sorry, needed to do that. I'm gonna get a left winger, but I want that prospect to play. I need a right winger. Yeah, I need a good third line right winger. And I need 3 defensemen. So I need a left winger, a right winger, and 3 defensemen. And I typed that into the chat, so I won't forget. Jack Adams. J. Adams, close enough. All penalty killing lines, that's not encouraging. I said what, I needed a left winger? Perfect. Jim Rizzi. Fits on forward line 1 and all power play lines, huh? What about Eklund? Forward line 1 and all penalty killing lines. It's our last chance to go for it. So I got my left winger. I need a right winger now, but I need 3 defensemen first. Oh, it doesn't fit. I hate it. Overall. All penalty killing lines. This coach is really terrible for defensemen, I'll tell you what. I definitely need another number 1 defenseman because, what's his name? Michael Goodrow is no longer that great. So there's that. Penalty kill line 2. I'm just looking. All penalty killing lines. It's not worth offer sheeting those guys. Got sucked into scrolling on Twitter. You just missed free agency. Really nothing that crazy. All penalty killing lines. So this guy is at least a fit on the PK. I don't want to sign him for that much. Let's just give him 2 years and like a decent pay raise than what he wants. Vienenen, top 4 defensive pairings, all penalty killing lines. He might not be a top 4 player on my team, but... And I definitely don't want to bring him back at that much, but... I'll give him that. Prospects. Actually, let's do this. Let's back out and go to sign free agents. And go to two-way. Couple good guys, actually. Mika Santavori, center prospect, medium top 9 forward, 75 overall, perfect. Randy Darling, another former second round pick, top 6D potential. It's a perfect fit for my team. We'll just go by potential now, see if there's anybody really worth picking up. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. Most of these guys are going to be the RFAs that I've tendered. I don't believe we'll find anybody, though. You know what? I'm okay with only adding 2 prospects to the roster. I think we're good. Gonna advance and see what happens. Alright, so my assistant coach has accepted his offer. So 1 position on the NHL team has been filled. Same with the goalie coach. Easy mode. And I got the QMJHL scout. I got my prospect. I got a defenseman. Got 2 of my defensemen. Got the prospect. So I got both prospects and 2 defensemen. I got my left winger. I got my final defenseman. I did not sign a right winger, did I? I did not. Okay. I don't remember what I needed. 3rd line, right? Forward line 3. Perfect. Bro, why the freak do you want 6 years? Alright, Mr. Jocelyn. You can have your money. Whatever. And there he is. We'll send him to the next season. That was an easy free agency. I was happy about that. What's left on your contract? I'll check that for you guys. Buffalo did just make me a trade offer. I could have just shown you there. Trevor, at age 34 and 90 overall still, you have 2 years left on your contract. So you'll be 36 at the time your contract ends. You might retire a career saver. You might hit free agency, but I don't think so. Panda, while I got you here, you also have 2 years remaining on contract. So, cool stuff. These are just all my prospects that I qualified, realizing that you know, they were like realizing that the Canes were the right team to play for. Come on, free agency or trade. It is possible that you'll get traded. Panda, I participated in your poll. It's the Rangers. I watched the highlights of the game the other day just to feel something. Or it was, all of Svetch's career goals. That's what it was. That's what it was. I was so busy doing like I did like a YouTube like rabbit hole type deal. I just went down on YouTube and just like scrolled to see what I could find, and oh, that's really good for my team actually. That really screws up my team. Wait, where's Svetch? What the hell? Where's Svetch? Don't you dare take him off this roster. Okay. I watched a video of a guy on Wii Sports Resort, like playing, like trying to get a perfect game in the basketball shoot event. Alright, well, these are some weird lines, and hopefully they work, but they're my lines. Okay, that literally changes nothing. Okay. So Collins is now an 85. I need to trade for a defenseman. Yeah, it was Poof. I recently discovered his channel and I find it like hilarious. I love it. Let me go trade for a defenseman. Not like a great one. Defenseman nonetheless. Okay, so maybe Anaheim isn't the team to trade defenseman with. Apparently neither is Arizona. Jeez. Boston? They at least have something. Lefebvre. He doesn't fit in any freaking lines. What about Cheka? All power play lines. That's not really helpful. Yeah, I'm not gonna steal anything from Buffalo. I want your teams to at least try to do better. Mietinen. Wasn't this guy a Kane? No. He also doesn't fit in our system. Penalty kill line 2, that doesn't help. All penalty killing lines. None. I'm starting to think that this coach is just terrible. Steal you. I need a defenseman. I don't need a forward. Otherwise I would, man. I guess I'm just hogging all the good defensemen, jeez. There's where Sebastian Aho ended up, in Dallas. Oh my god, just give me a player that fits my system. Is this the guy that fit on all penalty killing lines? Alright, we're trading for Rabbit here. And we're gonna give up the guy with the lowest fit. You know what? Michael Gaudreau, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna have to give you up. I'll give up Sadikov as well. Value is just a bit low, actually. Okay. I'll add a 6th round pick. I give up essentially nothing. Okay. So I'm frustrated with the fact that Svechnikov isn't on the roster. Del Zotto, his role as a fourth line forward, I'm not entirely sure why he's here. Svech, I'm gonna keep him on the second line. Do this maybe? Do that. Oh no, man, we'll figure it out. Does that help my defense? It does. It will. There we go. Boom. That's helpful. Wait a second. I feel like I'm missing something. I am. I'm missing the defenseman that I just traded for. I'm a mess. It doesn't change anything, but it makes the defense a little better. Okay. Alright, so this team is still gonna have to like win games from other teams this year. Like we're gonna have to steal games this season, but I think we're better. I'm gonna simulate to March 1st. It's not quite the trade deadline, or it's a little after the deadline, but it's cool. Alright. Preseason is over and done with. Scouting's all good. I made sure of that. And first game of the season's a win. You love to see it. And then we have a 5-day break in between the games. If you do get drafted by the Sabres next time around, Trevor, I will make sure that you you get traded right away before your value gets too high. We get shut out in our home opener, but then we shut out the Islanders the next night, so that's good. Yeah, screw it. Let's just let anarchy reign with our lines. Let's see what happens. It's very unlikely that you'll be drafted by the Sabres 2 years in a row. But stranger things have happened. Just got a Google ad. Wow, this is the most prepared for the draft I think my scouting staff has ever been in October. I just got an ad like on Google for UNC Greensboro, and I'm like, it's like, take our virtual tour. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to tour the school that I already go to. If you're drafted by the Sabres, if you request a trade early enough, I'll be able to make something work, hopefully. Thing is, like, I'm not going to be able to keep every player, so sometimes what I'll have to do is, if a player requests a trade, like, I can trade for them and then flip them to another team. It really just kind of depends on the luck of the draw. So pretty average start to the season so far. 6-4-0 isn't great, but we are in a playoff spot. So Colin Delzato is back. Return of the Mac. I'm not gonna sing anymore. I don't want to get copyrighted, even though I'm not gonna make money off of this anyways. I never have. Nice little win streak from the Canes here, though. Just hit 5 games. Other than that, I think I'm good. Something I've noticed is that I need to be more earnest about drafting at least one defenseman. When I draft, and so I'm gonna consider doing that. Hopefully, I'll be able to. Starting another win streak after our other win streak got snapped, which is good. We've won 9 of our last 10 games, which you love to see. Great month of November for the Canes. Another 2 wins back to back. The Canes are starting to really come alive here. So, same deal. Everybody is going to be kept in the next edition of this, and then I'm probably going to add, like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 more players. Nothing, maybe 3, I don't know. Depends on if people actually want to keep up with this. Not a lot of players, not a lot of people who have creative players watch this, so I don't know. It depends. December draft rankings. Again, I mean, we obviously know about the top end of the draft. Still no gems or busts, though. But to be honest, the rate we're playing, I don't think we'll need to worry about the top end of the draft. So 21, 7, and 1. Really solid season so far. But yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm kind of, getting a little bored of just like sitting here and watching The Sim. Kind of hoping for playoffs. It was a lot more entertaining last night, because we were actually like talking. So if there's anything you guys would like to talk about, let me know. It does get a little dull. Man, the Caps are terrible this season in this Sim. My goodness, I didn't realize that. They were so bad. Close to the halfway point of the season, though. Charlotte gets a player back. Answered all of them last night, it's true. I might take a break tomorrow night from this. And then maybe come back on Tuesday night. It really depends. So Luke Stevens signed. He is not signed, and I doubt he will. Gotta be honest. Typically, like a good way to tell if a player is gonna sign or not is if he's invited to prospects camp in his last season of eligibility. This year, Stevens wasn't signed, wasn't invited, hasn't been signed, wasn't invited to prospects camp. Luke Martin, who I forget who tweeted it out. Somebody like reputable said that he wasn't going to be signing with the Canes, or the Canes weren't going to sign him. He wasn't invited to camp this past year. Zimmer still hasn't signed with the Canes, although he did sign a tryout with the Checkers. Played a game for them. But other than that, no, I can't think of anybody else. For some players, like I know Tiexela and Slepets weren't at training camp. It just might have been hard for them to get over to probably North Carolina from their countries. It's expensive and not every player can afford it. their first year. The Canes typically try helping players out, but I think maybe injuries or something got in the way. No, Stevens cannot skate. He was drafted because, I mean, he did really well in his, like, high school league. And just, he couldn't get anything going at the NCAA level because his skating never really improved all that much. Minnesota firing their coach? Man. Alright, that's our first coach firing of the year. Heading into February, Canes are a playoff team. First in the division still. Yeah, Reese going to sign, not this year, because he can't play in the AHL yet. Sorry, I have to look at these trades for creative players. I would imagine that he'll sign, but it's not going to be this year. Like, there's no real benefit for him signing right now. And there's no need for the Canes to waste some money on, like, signing bonuses this year to get him to sign, you know? Like, if they give him signing bonuses for this year, like the first year of his contract, then they're just kind of wasting money because he's not playing in the system. So they'll sign him next year. Good player, though. That was a player that, in that podcast I keep mentioning, that they talked about a good bit. And they liked, I really liked that segment of the interview. Man, Vancouver has 10 overtime losses this year. Most of our, all of our 2019 picks we won't see sign a contract until next season at the earliest. The only reason we signed Suzuki is because, you know, he impressed in training camp. He's come a long way. And I wouldn't be surprised all that much if Suzuki saw like a couple NHL games next year, because he's already kind of outgrowing the OHL. And so if he, you know, even if he gets like a couple games of NHL experience, that's way better. There was not an official team update on that, but judging by the public records in Florida, the case has been cleared. So there's that. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with Helvig, but don't really want to, you know, speculate anything because he, you know, obviously it's kind of a private matter. Washington Capitals firing Ryan O'Reilly as their head coach. Canes still first place in the division. I think we'll just keep going, you know? Oop, I don't want to send to May. Last game of the season against Buffalo. I feel like we've done that a lot, is finish out the season against Buffalo. Alright, so not too bad of a month of December so far. 3-1-1, 3-2-1 actually. Oof. Alright, again, this is the most prepared my team has ever been for the draft. We have one gem, but we know nothing about him. Alright, Miss Elisa Alta. Let's see what you got for us. Evan Stansel out until May 6th. Yikes. Yeah, I had forgotten about it too, but I ended up looking it up. When I was doing the goalie prospect thing, I looked it up again. It seemed like it was all cleared, but they may have settled out of court. But I really, you know, again, I really don't know. $49, 26, and 6. We could go for 50 wins this year. Let's see if we can do it against Buffalo. First period, nothing doing. Second period, Canes get goals from Jocelyn and Watson. Third period, Canes win. Vienanen gets the other goal. So, good stuff going on there. What time is it? 10:51. Okay, this is actually a lot earlier than I thought it would be. Big Sam leading the way for the Canes. We clinched the division pretty easily. Our regular season is over, and we will be playing the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. A conflict of interest for Trevor here. Does he want to eliminate the Hurricanes in the first round and go for a shot at his first ever Stanley Cup? Or does he want the Sabres to lose and crash and die horribly? The world may never know. Mike Yzerman now, what a player. Again, 78 points. That should be a Norris. I didn't even look at the awards for last season either. Dang. Pretty decent season from some players. It looks like Big Sam didn't play a whole lot. And by a whole lot, I mean at all. Oh no, he led the team in scoring. What am I thinking? Duh, I'm stupid. Yeah. But we'll see if Trevor wants to get that ring. Did Del Zotto improve? He did not. That's unfortunate. Goaltending, Boehner was great in a limited role this season, and Collins was pretty solid too. I like that. Oh, we'll check your player scores too. I'm sorry about that. I forgot to look. Buffalo, Trevor, 92 points at age 35. Really solid year. And 1302 points. That pretty much cements you as a Hall of Fame player. I'll have to look at awards for last. I totally forgot to look, so I'll have to look at the end of this season. Please remind me. But you had 102 points. You've had, I think, you've had your two best seasons in the NHL at ages 34 and 35. That's hilarious. It's kind of crazy. It's really weird how that works, but also, I mean, you could also kind of pinpoint where Dallas wasn't that great. It was kind of around like here-ish, where you were doing well, but Dallas was kind of struggling. So, great seasons from everybody, I'm assuming. First period of game 1 of the first round. Canes and Sabres. Marleau gets the goal for the Sabres. Second period, nothing doing. Third period, it's a tie game. Optimistic Caniac scores. Brouwer takes the lead again, and Jackola ties it. Here we go. Get your bets in now. All your good vibes coming the Canes' way or the Sabres' way. I'm not going to judge you if you do. Cheer for the Sabres, but, you know, cheer for the Canes. And let's keep it going in chat, you know? Alright. I have to delete so many emails, too. I keep forgetting to do that. Big Sam on the face-off against Marleau. Wins it back to Yzerman. Yzerman, a little bit of a pinch there, but he gets it to Adams. Jay Adams with the puck. Big Sam with it on his stick. Shoots, saves. Oh, misses. He shoots it well. I'm going to pause real quick to answer this question so I can focus. Making this up, but was there a potential issue with Selgren not wanting to be a Cane unless he played in North America last season or season before? No. It has to do with the current transfer agreement between the NHL and the Swedish Hockey League, the SHL. There technically isn't one, so like he was he was signed to the team, but unless he was playing in the NHL this season by, it's kind of like how the the agreement with like the Canadian Hockey League works, where like, you know, the player can't play in the AHL until he's a certain age. With Sellgren, it was he can't play in the AHL until his contract with his team in Sweden is up, and he had one more year remaining, which was this year. So, unless Sellgren made the NHL roster, he was going to return to Sweden regardless. So he was on loan to Sweden. Kind of same with Dominic Bach. A little different scenario there, but that's kind of how. I hope that gives you a little bit more clarity with that. It wasn't an issue with Sellgren, it was just like the transfer agreement between the two leagues. Yzerman, great play to break up that pass on Trevor Michaels, actually. Trevor with the puck, and Big Sam breaks it up, but he almost turns it over. Big Sam passes it to Yzerman, Yzerman up to Eklund, to Jocelyn. Jocelyn skating it into the zone. Jocelyn with a pass to Big Sam. He shoots, saved by the Sabre goaltender. Yeah, I don't know too much about the transfer agreements between a lot of the leagues, unfortunately. I know that with Russia, players can't, like, straight up can't sign with NHL teams unless their contracts are done or get terminated. Svat shoots and a save! But there is a new contract agreement with the Swiss league now, which is kind of cool. Tuukka Tiaksala, puck on his stick. Number 8 for the Sabres. Shoot, save. Oh, great poke check. Saved by Collins. Collins with a phenomenal glove stop. I think I made the right choice going with Collins as opposed to Gilson this year. Personally. Yeah, what a poke check. My goodness. It was like a Peter Mrazek level poke check. Lassie Thompson with the puck. Keeps it on his stick. What a turnover to Optimistic Kaniak. Svechnikov with the puck. Enters it into the Buffalo zone and is going to dump it in. And it's going to go right the other way. Lassie Thompson with the puck up to Vicentin now. Vicentin carrying it into the zone. Shoots, save, I think, and it gets deflected wide. Vicentin with the puck. Great turnover there. Vinanen with the puck to Svechnikov. Up to Optimistic Kaniak. Carries it in. Vinanen with the puck. Scores! Canes take game 1. Great shot on the stick side. The Canes are going to walk away with an overtime victory. I'll turn down the goal horn sound next time because I'm realizing the goal horn's a little loud. Just a tad. Optimistic Kaniak factored in on all 3 Canes goals in that game. Tough loss for Trevor and the Sabres. There's more job security. I mean, the players make more money in the KHL than they would in the NHL. That's why it's really hard to convince Russian players to head over, and that's why teams are hesitant to sign Russian players, or to draft Russian players. But Canes win that game as well. But agents have an issue, and it's a really complicated thing in the collective bargaining agreement that I don't really understand, but I don't think you can break it because it's pretty much like a law. I'm not sure how it works. Like, for instance, with Mikko Lehtonen, the player that just signed with the Maple Leafs, his contract, like, he wanted to sign in the NHL and play this season. So his KHL team just terminated his contract so he could do that. So, like, you could technically do that, but, like, especially with prospects, like, you don't want to do that just in case something, because it never hurts to, like, develop an extra little while longer, you know? Either way, Canes are up 3-2 in the second period. Third period now. Canes win. Trevor, you did get a goal in that game, but it's looking like, unfortunately, the Sabres season might be over. The AHL regular season is over, and Charlotte is a playoff team playing against Hartford in the first round. Alright. First period of Game 4, Jacala, Pau, and Santovori scoring for the Hurricanes. Second period, Ronning gets a goal to cut it to 3-1. Third period, Canes win. Santovori gets a goal. So Buffalo's season is over. Dallas' season is on the verge of being over. They're down 3-0. So unfortunately, it's very possible. Well, they got a goal there. Or they got a win. And unfortunately, Dallas' season is over too, so we will not see a new one of you two making their Stanley Cup dreams come true this season. I couldn't think of the words I wanted to say. Canes versus Flyers, second round again. We always play the Flyers in the playoffs. Always. And I think we have like a 50% success rate. Santovori scoring first for the Canes. He's having a great playoffs. Second period, Brule ties it, and third period, we're going to overtime. Going to overtime in the playoffs. I love that. It's exciting. Both of our game ones have gone to overtime. And no other games so far, so. But we've only played 3 other games, so. Before I forget, let me change the audio real quick so you all can hear me a little better. Let's see, volume settings. We'll turn master volume down a little bit. The Gullhorn volume is still at a 10, so we'll put it down to a 3. We'll do it all at 3 other than the music and commentary. Perfect. Which match? Like I'm not sure which match you meant. Do I know what happened to Cameron Bass? The created player or the guy on Twitter? Or like his created player or like his Twitter account? Because I don't know what happened on Twitter, and I could check what happened to his created player, but oh, like, watch the Money in the Bank match? Oh, I gotcha. I'll have to do that. Big Sam with the puck to Yzerman. Eklund. Big Sam's got it back. Big Sam entering the zone. Jay Adams turns the puck over. Big Sam gets it back to Jocelyn. Jocelyn. Ooh, Big Sam gets hit along the boards. And that was tough. Will Looper with the puck on his stick. And turnover. Big Sam with the puck. Canes first line. It's been a kind of a turnover battle here. And again, Cam Hillis with the puck. Yeah, I'm not sure where he's at. And his comments must be private or I can't see him, because if he commented I would have been able to watch, but I just wasn't able to, so I'm not sure. Very physical overtime so far. Quite a few hits. Just coming from the Flyers, though. Collins makes a nice save. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely I'll have to watch that then. We'll probably watch it tomorrow, since I don't have anything to do other than some yard work. Nolan Patrick gives it up to... I couldn't see the player's name. Patrick, puck on his stick. Great save. Collins, Optimistic Caniac cleans up the rebound. Optimistic Caniac carrying it into the zone. Shoot, scores! Optimistic Caniac wins the game for the Canes. And Carolina takes game 1. Just an innocent looking shot there, and he's gonna put it top shelf. Canes win. Oh shoot, I forgot to check. I've been playing a mobile Star Wars game. I've been addicted to. It's called Galaxy of Heroes. I think, yeah, it was like 2 hours? It's such a short pay-per-view for WWE. I've heard that the Bailey match was kind of a snooze. Optimistic Caniac and Pau scoring goals for the Canes. Philly takes a lead though. Jacala gets one back. And Philly takes game 2. So I need to check my daily rewards for this because I'm pretty sure I'm. Yeah, 2.5 hours. That's pretty good. So game 3 coming up for the Canes and Flyers. Entertaining series so far. Very close. 2 1-goal games. That's all I can ask for. Flyers take a 2-0 lead in the second period. Third period, Canes almost come back, but they lose 3-2. Dang. Ooh, lacerated arm for Jocelyn. He's out for the season. That's a tough injury. But you know what? The Canes, we're a resilient bunch. We've lost 2 games in a row. We're not going to make it 3. We're going to tie this series up today. First period. Canes get goals from Optimistic Caniac and Jay Adams. Second period, Canes extend that lead. Optimistic Caniac again. Third period, Canes win. Optimistic Caniac with the hat trick. Iserman with 2 third period goals. Alright, that's really good stuff from the Canes. Bouncing back, showing some resilience with that last game. Evan Stansel is back. Oh, I didn't know he was hurt. So that's a big help for the Canes, I would say. And so we're going on to, this is game 5 at home. First period, no score. Second period now, 2-1 Flyers. Smits and Hillis scoring. Powell gets the goal for the Canes. Third period, it's 2-1. Very close series, very close games. But it all comes down to a game 6 at Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Canes need to win this game. I'm so sick of losing in the playoffs. First period, Will Looper gets a goal. Second period, Garnett scoring. Third period, gets shut out in a frackin' elimination game. You know what, this guy's had his chances, and I've just come to realize that he's just not good for my team. I can't fire him right now. I gotta wait until the off season, apparently. We're gonna sim to the draft. I've given him every chance. And with the amount of talent on this roster, there's no reason why we should be losing this many games. Or why we should be losing in the second round of the freaking playoffs, bro. This person still hasn't been scouted. I don't even think they're an actual gem. Wouldn't have happened if you had been on the team. Listen. New York wins the cup after getting the first overall pick last year. They did move from 11th to 1st, though. Man. It's not great. I don't love that. Yeah, and we still don't know anything about this Fisher guy. It's so annoying. Whatever. I kind of feel like I have to do one more season to like try and redeem myself, you know? Either way, Rantanen, Marner, Yamamoto, Pettersson, Strome, Hughes, Hischier, and Vesalainen retiring, all members of the 1,000-point club. Dominic Bach, former Carolina Hurricane, retiring. Any other former Canes on here? Patrick Puistola retiring. Finding Nino. He is our first created player to call it quits at 35 years old. Finding Nino spent the last part of his season, so he was actually a teammate with Trevor for 1 year and then spent the last part of his career with Buffalo's affiliate, Rochester. Before then, seems like Finding Nino spent most of their career with Toronto and then 3 seasons with Philadelphia, or no, a lot of seasons with Philadelphia and then 1 year in Buffalo with the NHL, or that was his NHL career at least. Any other creative players? I don't believe so. Noel Gunler, former Carolina Hurricane, and Hendrix Lapierre. I believe he was a Hurricane. I know he was a draft pick of ours. Carter Hart retiring? That's a Hall of Fame career, I'd think. Gustafson and Caden Primo retiring as well. No former Hurricane goalies. Vasyunov, that's a Checkers coach. And USA and WHL scout retired. Alright. We will look at the awards now, so I don't forget. So the Rangers won the cup, and it was Rangers versus Avalanche. So last year, Panda, you won the Art Ross. Rock won the Hart this year, and then last year you also won the Hart. Panda. Eiserman won, that's good. Kane won the Norris. Number Sports Fan won the Norris this past year. Dan McLaughlin won the Vezina. That's a created player. Wade won the Selke last season. You won the Ted Lindsay that year as well, so you kind of swept the awards. Rock won the Ted Lindsay this year, and then you've won the Richard 2 years in a row. Good deal. The draft. I'm gonna try and redeem myself in the draft. See what I can do. Pick 26. Probably nothing good around this range. There isn't, quite frankly. But there's quite a few other good players. Maximus Swanson. What a name. Gotta pick him. Gotta get that medium top 6 forward, you know? You did. You did clean up, man. Second round pick. There's still some talent to be found. There's another medium elite goalie available. Pick him up. Why not? I need the talent on my team. There's another medium elite goalie. So many goalies, man. Let's go with Tristan Humphries here. Low top 6 forward. Great pick. They picked the medium elite goalie. Of course they did. Low top 6 forward was the other guy. Okay. So it would have been similar picks. Solid. That is not as good of a name as Ephraim McNutt. I cannot lie. High hopes for that kid just because of his name. Ooh, this would be a bit of a risk, but if he is a medium top 6 forward, that's another phenomenal third round pick. He's not, but still a decent pick. Getting a trade offer here for this pick, which means there might be something good around here. Doesn't appear to be. This is the world I have seen. I almost kind of want to see what his potential is, just because I never ever scout the rest of the world. Because why would I? There's no point in doing it. Okay. Let's see. I don't love the amount of talent in this draft. I didn't mean to hit that. Let's just do this. Let's try and get this guy. So Pominville is the guy's name. I'm just curious. I want to see what he is. Bottom 6 forward. Okay, so it wouldn't have been worth it, but that's still really funny. Like, that'd be a classic jersey. So is Gordon Lindros player? Oh, he's so bad. Okay, never mind. Let's see if I can just find like some value. No, bottom 6 forward. Okay. So this draft is less good than the last one I had. I have 2 more picks though. to make up for it. Definitely gonna at least get the low top 6 forward here. And Longier. 18 years old, 50 overall. It's not great, but it's something. And then we'll just go with potential again. Just kind of go with my gut. Figure out what's best for this franchise. I think this Dainton player might actually be the best. Medium bottom 6 forward. I got excited. I saw the top 6 forward. Yeah, Ephraim McNutt was just drafted into the WHL, like in the real life, or in real life, in the real life, in real life, and he, that wasn't, it's so funny. Ephraim, oh, it might be Ephraim. That's true. I didn't think about that. Either way, though. This guy wants to be the head coach. Come on, my man. I'm not paying you that much to just be an associate coach. My AHL head coach has done fine. Of course, it was my goalie coach that retired. It's always the AHL goalie coach that retires. That's disappointing. Okay. All expiring. Big Sam wants a contract extension. I'm gonna give him one. 2 years will be fine. That'll age well, I think. Evan Stansel only wants another year. I can do that. Svechnikov does not want a contract extension. He wants 2 years. Let's just give him the one. With more money. I want him to retire as a Kane. I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did with Aho. Tommy Watson, you've done well for us. I'll give you a contract offer. Santovori and Jackala don't want contracts. I think I can do better. I'm going to try and make like a super team next year. Leonard I'll qualify. I'll let go of this McLeod player, and McCauley I'll sign. Watson I'm gonna let go of. And I'll sign both of these players. I was kind of hoping this Devon player would get better than a 68. But he was a 65 last year, so. Qualify Solus. I'll qualify Thorn. Everybody else I'll get rid of. Defense. Laxinen doesn't want a contract. I'm okay with letting him go. Hoyles will probably be on my team next year. For Tannen, release. Holzer, qualify. We'll release this guy. Sign this guy. And everybody else sucks. Okay. Goaltending. Gotta sign both of these guys because I don't have a goalie coming into the system next year, or this year. I have 2 next year and they're both quite good. Alright, so now we know the drill. Let's go to unsigned. No good goalies, of course. Prospects. This Kuta player. Petri Kuta is the best prospect I have that I have yet to sign. Even better than my former first round pick. I mean, at least the draft was pretty good. I got these 3 players out of it. Hopefully this guy can get a little better. But high hopes for these 3 guys. But I'm not going to sign anybody yet. I think before we do free agency, I'm actually pretty tired. It just kind of hit me all at once. So I think I am going to get off for the night. Somebody rejected a contract renewal. Give me 1 second. I need to make sure it wasn't somebody important. No, it was just that goalie. So I just need to assign a goalie prospect. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm probably going to take a little break from this tomorrow. But I will be back at it Tuesday night. So, thanks guys.